Hey,
Hello, my name is Selena.
and my name's Theone, and you are listening to Piping Hot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Piping Hot. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday for you, but we're recording on Saturday. But let's just pretend it's
Yes.
Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, I honestly, if it was Wednesday, I would definitely be less hungover than I am right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to
Right.
play into that. Yeah, I'm still kind of like waking up from the day. You know when you're like out
Girl, it's like
partying
5
and-
o'clock at your time.
Oh.
What do you mean you're waking up right now?
Well, I don't really feel like I have woken up fully, and I just don't know if I will today.
Oh, God. I was like, it's literally 5 o'clock over
I know.
where you're at.
I know. I'm literally so tired, but it's okay.
Damn. Okay, yeah.
It was really fun. Wesley and his roommate had a party last night, which was good.
Fun.
And
Yeah.
I ran a bunch of errands today, like I was telling you before we
Yeah.
hopped on. So yeah, it's been good. I'm just really tired, and I spent so much money at Ulta and Sephora earlier this week. I'll have to
Oh,
send you
yeah.
the haul that I filmed. I forgot to
Yeah.
send it to you.
Well, I remember
but
you
I got
showing me your list. You had like a huge ass list.
Oh, I had a very huge list, yes. But
Yeah.
and I got most of the things on the list, so
Wow. Okay. I can't wait for
Yup.
the haul. Okay.
yes. But I had a lot of fun spending money. But the thing is
Good.
I returned a bunch of stuff today, so I really didn't spend anything.
No. Like it all cancels
And-
out. Like you're.
and-
yeah.
Yeah, and now, okay, I'm very excited about this. For
Okay.
Ulta, let me get up the exact percentage. I am 95% towards diamond through 2025. So I only have
Girl.
five more percent to go to get diamond at Ulta. for
Girl, oh my
2025.
God! I think I've like just constantly been stuck on platinum, which is like fine. Like I don't care. But
Yeah.
like, damn, you know what? Good for you. You deserve
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much. Yes,
That's
I do.
some hard fucking work.
It is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How has your week been?
It's been good. Work has been wild. But it's been fine. Like I've gone back into the office, which is nice because it's just like easier to talk in person with people.
Yeah.
But like it's still busy as heck and like it's just not slowing down, which is again fine. But yeah, just like trucking along. So
We
yeah,
love
but-
to see it. Some weeks are
know.
just like that, where it's like you just kind of got to go through the motions, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm okay. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally.
But yeah, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you have any plans tomorrow? I feel like you told me something. Maybe you didn't.
If I do, then I definitely forgot about it. I
Very
don't
nice.
think I have
I'm
anything.
kidding.
Oh, I might go grocery shopping, but that's about
Oh,
it.
nice.
So
Yeah.
nothing too
That's
crazy.
important.
But I
That's
honestly
important.
feel like no, it literally is, because I keep eating out, and that's just not.
Yeah.
I can't do
Yes.
it. So
Yep. Yeah.
what you gonna do? I'm definitely going to Trader Joe's though.
Nice. Okay. We saw each other last weekend ish.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it was it
Oh
or
my
whatever
God.
it was.
It was last
Yeah.
weekend. Jeez, Lord.
Because you
So
were you were in Minnesota this past weekend or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So I basically did a big trip because, as you guys know, me and Sabrina, because I was about to say Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
But the craziest part about that is that your sister's name is
I
Sabrina.
know. I was like, oh damn.
Damn. Me and Selena had this
Mm-hmm.
planned because we decided to go to Sabrina Carpenter together. So I made a
Yes.
big weekend out of it. So I got to
Yes.
spend time with my sister, my cousin, my sister's boyfriend, my mom, Selena, Kaylin, Emily. Like I got to
Yeah.
see so many people. So which was really nice because I like to like make the most of it. But
Yeah.
there definitely were some people that I wanted to see that I just like I did not have time for, and
Yeah.
it's especially hard to make that happen like on a trip like that where I don't have a car. So
Yeah.
but definitely during Thanksgiving and Christmas I'm gonna try to like I'm already starting to try to plan it to make sure I can see everybody, especially the people
Yeah.
I wasn't able to see this time around. So
Definitely. Yeah.
yes.
Nice
Yes.
nice little trip out. But yeah, let's talk
but
about
tell them about
Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say let's talk about Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yes.
her. So
Let's-
we made it a whole kind of day. Super fun. I am so happy that we went to her concert. Like, I was like blown away.
Me too. No,
You know?
me too. Like between the set, the singing, the
Yes.
dancing, like the storytelling, like it was so good. It was
You could
so
tell
good.
she put a lot of thought into it, and it was so cohesive, so
Yes.
her. Like, it was,
Yes.
I was just so impressed, and I had so much fun.
Yes. No, me
Yeah.
too. What was your favorite song that she performed? Because I have my favorite. What was your favorite?
My favorite, surprisingly, was Because I Liked a Boy, which is from her
Yes.
previous album, Emails I Can't Send. Like, I like short and sweet, but I think live music feels different than when it's on an album compared to, like, in a huge stadium with, like, 20,000 people. And I think Because I Liked a Boy had that effect of just, like, having it be in a stadium.
Yeah, and when everyone's screaming the words,
Yes,
like, yeah.
it is electrifying, and I think that was like such a cathartic experience to like experience with everyone, but also especially for Sabrina, like knowing
Yes.
the whole reason why she wrote the song. And so I think that was my favorite, and I think Juno comes as a close second, like a really really close. Yeah, so
Nice.
I think I know yours, but tell us what your favorite like song
So
was.
I think I kind of have two.
Okay.
But my main favorite was Fast Times. Okay.
Yes.
That stays one of my favorite songs from Emails I
Yes.
Can't Send because
Yes.
I feel like that is a song, it was her first single off of Emails I
Yep.
Can't Send. And the
Yep.
music video was good. The song was so good. Like I think
Yeah.
it's kind of underrated, but I'm so literally so freaking obsessed with that song.
Yeah.
And just seeing it live was just like so fun for me. I
Yeah.
don't know. And then I think my other favorite was Bedchem probably. But part of the reason for
Yes.
Bedchem was because of the visuals, like the storytelling.
Yes.
And one thing
Yeah.
I will say about her production for the concert is that like all of her like background dancers and backgrounds there, it almost felt like a musical or like a play where it's
Yes.
like they were playing roles too. Like
Yeah.
they were, if they weren't dancing, they were talking to each other, flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I loved it.
Super fun. Yeah, it's so funny because I remember, I think another fun part of this concert was that we knew that she was obviously going to play all of Short and Sweet because it's the Short and Sweet tour. But I think it's
Yep.
really fun to see which songs she picks and choose from Emails I Can't Send to kind of
Yes.
like throw in randomly. And I remember hearing the first chords of Fast Time, and I literally turned to you and I said, "Oh my God, it's Fast Times."
The one I'm shocked that she sang the most was definitely
Yeah.
Tornado Warnings.
Yes,
Because
same.
that song wasn't that
Same.
famous, but she added it in. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
pop off.
Yeah, no.
So
I
loved
it was
it.
just fun to see what what the set list was and how it flowed into one
Yes.
another. And so, yeah, I mean,
And
had a lot of fun.
at our show, her surprise song was Material Girl by Madonna. And let me tell you, I freaking hate Madonna with a fiery passion. But the thing is
What?
that Sabrina, I think she's a
We need
creep.
to back up. This I've known you
Madonna's
for a
so
few years.
weird.
I've known you for a few years, and this is news to me. What?
I don't like Madonna. I think she's
Since
creepy.
when, Theoni? When?
Since
Like, I
literally
don't-
forever.
What?
I'm
I'm
don't
so
know.
confused.
Well, I've never
What?
really talked about her.
I know we haven't. Wait, that's so funny that I'm learning something new. I love that I learned something new about you.
Yeah. See, there's always much to learn, you know?
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
But I
Interesting.
did
Okay.
like Sabrina singing that song. I felt like it was
Yes.
very her vibe. Like it fit.
Oh,
It fit.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. And then we had girl dinner at Applebee's.
We did have girl.
Everyone.
And it did make me shit my pants a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah. So it was worth it.
It was worth it. We had fries, we had a
Yep.
Caesar salad, we had
Yep.
Diet Cokes, we had honey barbecue wings, and then we
Yep.
had our bucket drinks that were like themed.
Yes. Yes, Halloween
Those are really
themed.
good. Yeah.
Honestly, it was such a vibe, and I'd do it
It
again.
was.
Like 10 out of 10.
I would go to Applebee's any freaking day of the week. It's so
Yeah.
reasonably priced, okay?
Yeah. And it's like I know what I'm expecting. You know, when I go in, it's not
Yes.
like, oh, I don't know what to choose or what. It's like I know what I'm gonna fucking get. Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yes. It's just,
Also-
it's predictable.
Also, we came in time for half apps as well, which I love half apps, right? Like
yes.
it's just
yeah. Mhm.
again, like your whole point, it's so reasonably priced.
It
Like, I
is.
just love
It literally is. Oh my god. Goodness. Any other life updates or things to discuss?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Alrighty. What are you reading, watching, listening to?
So, what am I reading? So, I had started and finished Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, which is that like spin-off trilogy of like the Caraval series. And so I read that. It was good. I'm currently reading the second book in that trilogy called The Ballad of Never After, and I'm like slowly making my way through it. Not that like it's not good. I'm just like I've been busy and kind of just like
Sure.
rotting as well. But it's good. I think I'm just waiting for it to like kick in of like, oh my god, like I want to feel like I love this series, and I'm just like
Yeah.
waiting and giving it time.
Gotcha.
But it's it's going well. What are you reading?
Okay. Not much.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the Dumb Unsteady book, but I think
Okay.
once I finish this, which I've actually started to be in the mood to read, I just haven't had time. So
Yeah.
baby steps. But I think I keep switching what I'm gonna read next, but I think my next book that I read is gonna have to be Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is
Yes.
the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. I bought the
Yes.
hardcover when I was in Minnesota with
Amazing.
my mom, and I cannot wait to read it. Like, I feel like I miss those characters so much.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, and I
know?
feel like that is such a good book to get you out of this book slump, because it's like, one, you already
Yes.
know the world. Two, you
Yep.
know you love the characters, but it's like a
Exactly.
continuation of their story, so it's still like new and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Very exciting.
So I'll
you also
definitely
got
let you know.
you also got the special edition of Beach Read while you were in Minnesota.
Yes. What am I supposed to do when I see that? What, you think I'm not gonna buy it? What the frick?
right.
So I have to. It's so
Yeah.
pretty.
It is gorgeous. I have to
Yes.
go get it myself. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like really beautiful,
It's
and that'll be a
gorgeous.
good excuse to do your reread of Beach Read.
exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
I haven't
there
read
you
it in
go.
a hot second. So,
Yeah, mm-mm,
Yeah.
it's so good.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What are you watching?
Honestly, I've fallen behind on my shows this week a little bit because I've been so
Okay.
busy. Like, I still haven't. I'm probably gonna watch the episode of Dancing with the Stars, from this week. So I'm watching that. I'm watching Modern Family. I'm watching The Sopranos.
Nice. Okay.
The Golden Bachelorette, which I also haven't watched this most recent episode.
Okay.
And then am I watching anything else? I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Have you watched any like spooky movies for like Halloween or anything?
Wesley and I watched it.
The new
I've
one?
I've never seen it. So
Okay, what did you think about it?
well, I don't know. I don't know. It's just I think it was supposed to be scary, but it didn't scare me.
No, yeah.
And I didn't expect it to have so much plot.
Yeah.
And the
Girl, have you
clown is
seen the
just
book?
weird.
Have you seen the book? The book is like over 1,000 pages. Of course there's plot.
I did not know that.
It's huge. It's a
Never
huge
seen that book in my life.
Yeah,
Never seen
it's
that,
huge. Okay. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So it was good. It was just kind of
Yeah.
like silly. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the reason why I like it so much is because it's not as scary. I think it still has kind of like your horror factors and your jump scares, but the reason why I like it is because it's super funny, which is so weird for a horror movie
Yeah,
to be.
it is.
I think with all the kids and all the chemistry of it is just like so perfect as well.
Yeah.
Which is like why I like it, I think.
That makes sense. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see. I kind of want to see the sequel now, though. Like
Yes.
it too, with like the kids as adults. I feel like that
Yes,
would be very
you know,
interesting.
Bill
Yeah.
Hader is in it, and he's
Really?
great.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh!
he's great.
Wait, no way.
Bill Hader's in it. Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say her last name.
Yeah.
She's in it as well. James McAvoy or whatever how you say his name, the Irish.
Yeah.
He's also in it. They have like a really stacked cast, and
Yeah.
it's-
What the heck?
I
Crazy.
like the second one too. Again, it's like the same vibes of like it's not really scary, and there's a lot of humor in it too, but it's
Yeah.
like still a fun watch. So
Cool. Okay.
highly recommend.
Nice. What are you watching?
What am I watching? So I started season 3 of Abbott Elementary because I
Yeah.
realized that they have it on Max. So I was like, oh, like let me just watch it because I didn't realize that Max had it because I no longer pay for Hulu, and that's where I used to watch it. So I was like, oh, now that I have it on here, like let me watch. So I'm slowly making my way through that. And then Jack and I just finished a reality TV show called Owning Manhattan on Netflix.
Oh,
Have you
how
heard
was
about it?
No. What is it?
It's basically like a real estate company, and it's just like their reality TV show. The guy, the main guy, this is his company. His name is Ryan Serhant or Serhant. And he actually used to be on a TV show on Bravo called $1 Million Listing or whatever.
Oh, I think I heard of that. Yeah.
Yes, there were so many seasons of that, and he was on it. He was one of like the agents on it, and now he has his own company and he has his own reality TV show. And I was like,
Magic.
Jack and I have actually been into like reality TV shows a lot. Like I've always been, but like Jack has never really been.
Yeah.
But it's been fun to like watch it with him because he's not really used to that world and
Yeah.
the drama and the gossip. But it's so much fun because he gets so invested in it, and I'm like,
Oh my gosh, I
yeah,
love
dude.
that.
There's a reason why I love reality TV
yes,
show. Like,
there's such a reason why people love it so much.
yes, yeah, it's like so good. And so we finished that. It was super fun. Highly recommend. They're already renewed for a second season, and so I'm excited to see like what happens next. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
What are you listening to?
Oh, so I am listening to I Love You, I'm Sorry by Gracie Abrams, but the live version. I don't think the studio version does the song justice, and I think the vocal progression in the live version just like scratches my brain in the right way. And I'm just
Oh,
like, ooh,
nice.
that just like it just feels so good.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to that, and then I'm also listening to Ray's 21st Century Blues album, actually.
Nice.
I've actually been really vibing with that
Ooh.
recently. So I just it's been fun. So
Is that the album that has Oscar-winning Tears on it?
yes, it does.
That song does something to me.
It's
I
amazing.
love that
It's amazing.
song.
It's so good. Yeah. Probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
On the album.
Me too.
So, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What about you? What are you listening to?
Nothing. Let me check. I don't know. I've been in a music slump still.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of random mixes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, nothing new, I don't think.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's
All
what
good.
it is. Yes.
Do we want to dive into pop culture?
Sure. Should
Okay,
we
I
start
only
with
have
Oh.
two things.
Oh, okay. I kind of have one main thing.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah.
two main things.
Okay, you can go first. Why don't you start off?
Okay, I feel like we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's very sad news, obviously. But Liam Payne, he was 31. He was one of the members of One Direction. He did
Yeah.
pass away. And basically what happened, just trigger warning, I don't know. But
Yeah.
basically he fell from a balcony in Argentina,
Yep.
and it sounds like prior to the death he had potentially been using a lot of substances. We don't know
Yeah.
like what kind, but it sounds like he was being pretty erratic in the hotel lobby and then trashed his hotel room and then somehow like fell off the balcony from 3 stories up. And
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of speculation around like if it was on purpose, if it was like if it was accidental, because now reports are saying he might have been like partly unconscious before he fell, so it might have been, so there's like a lot of different speculation about it, I think. Yeah, but but then there's also all these things that we're finding out. So like he got dropped from his record label like a few days before this happened. His girlfriend left.
That.
Yeah, his girlfriend left a couple of days
before
that. This happened. So I think there's just a lot. And then of course people are being stupid and they're saying that like Beyonce was in the hotel, the same hotel when he died, and like saying that her and P. Diddy did it because of whatever. Whatever. But I think there's just a lot of speculation and a lot of people feel like it seems weird. The reality is I think either what happened is, unfortunately, he was like, a lot of things were going wrong in his life and he used drugs and then made a split moment decision, or he was using drugs and then accidentally fell. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It sounds like he had struggled with substance use issues for like a long time. And there's a lot of like negative stuff about him out there, unfortunately. Like it sounds like he had made a lot of mistakes and was really not good to his ex-fiance, to say the least. So I'll let you guys do the research on that. But anyways, there's a lot of conflicting things about this, I feel.
Well, they haven't like released anything like concrete of like, oh, this is what happened, like X, Y, and Z, right? Like there's still like a lot up in the air, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I just haven't like dug into it again because like there's so much out there that like I haven't had time to like sparse through, but like I did see that had happened and seen all the tributes from all the members and just all of his friends, and so it's just so unfortunate. I think this one was such a weird one for me because I think when we talk about celebrities passing, I think of people who I had missed in my generation. So it's like older people, right? Where it's like, I don't remember watching their first TV show or whatever, blah, you know, all that stuff where it's like, they're kind of past my generation. But I think this one was like the first one where I was like, holy shit. Like I watched him on the X Factor in UK, and like I basically watched him grow up, and it was just such a surreal experience of being like, holy shit, like that is my generation, and it's just so it was just so crazy, and it just makes me really sad. Like 31 is so young.
It's so young. Crazy.
But that's wild. Okay.
Anyways,
do you want
on to other things. Yeah, you can do your other one.
My next one is just very, very tiny, but I still wanted to mention it. But have you seen the Chicken Shop Date with Andrew Garfield yet?
I haven't watched the whole thing.
Oh my God.
I feel like they actually need to date
No. They do.
You can't,
it's insane.
I know actors can act, but it's not fake. I'm sorry, but it's not.
Like...
And the fact that he literally said to her, he was like, if it wasn't for all this, like, basically I would have taken you on a date because I'm very private. And then she was like, well, I'm more private than you. Like, I
can't.
If Andrew Garfield said that to me, I'd be like, everyone get out of this room, shut off the cameras, get out of here.
Yeah.
Let us have our moment.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. Like, everyone has been wanting this specific episode for so long. The fact that it's here and it's so amazing. It's better than I could have ever imagined. It's like their chemistry is just a different level. Like I've never seen it at that level with anyone else. With like someone else that Amelia has interviewed, and I'm just, oh my God, I love them so much.
I want them to date.
I know.
I want them to date. Crazy.
Okay, that was my second. Yeah, that was my second one. Do you have anything else?
Not really, but I do think that we need to mention Emily Henry's book cover was
Yes,
released for A
yes.
Great Big Beautiful Life.
Yeah.
I know that book's gonna tear me to shreds, so I'm just waiting.
Can I say something controversial?
Okay.
I think the book cover is so meh.
Really?
Compared to her other ones, I'm like, okay.
Really?
Like,
I feel like it's very on par with her other ones because her book covers aren't anything amazing, you know?
I would say, okay, yes, but I also think, like, just the typography and then just their little tiny bodies. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's it?
that's
is
fair.
it?
I will say,
Like, give me, like, what's her newest book? Happy Place? No,
Funny
not
Story?
Happy Place. Yeah, give me something, a funny story where there's kind of, like, attitude with the way that they're, like, leaning against the bar. Or even, like, Happy Place where they're, like, swimming in the lake or whatever. Just like, something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But not to say that I'm going to hate the fucking book. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
no.
I'm just
Yes,
saying
yes.
that, like, it's not my favorite book cover from her.
Of course. Makes sense. All good. Goodness.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think that comes out next April. Like this
Nice.
coming April, I think. I don't know. But yeah, anyways.
That's it. Should we dive into our topic for the day?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Tell them.
Oh, me. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell
you.
'em.
Tell them.
Well, today, Theone and I are doing part 2 of our personality tests.
Yes.
If you listen to our first episode, there were a couple of tests that we were talking about of like, oh, we should have taken that test instead or whatever. And so we figured, honestly, let's just do a part 2 because there were some tests that we wanted to take that we didn't include for episode 1. So here we are.
Let's dive in, shall
Yeah.
we? Which one would you like to start with?
I don't care. I'm good with whatever.
All right, so the first one we are going to talk about is the Big 5 personality test. So I'm just reading this off of Google so you guys kind of know what it is. But it says the Big 5 personality test, also known as the Ocean personality test, is based on the Big 5 model that defines human personality as a combination of 5 personality traits or factors. So those factors are openness, conscientiousness, agreeableness, extroversion, and neuroticism. So we will just talk about our results. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
I'm scared.
What
Okay.
did you score highest on? Maybe we can like start there and kind of like work down
Sure.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually scored highest on agreeableness.
Oh,
which
okay.
is very interesting because I think, knowing myself, I can be pretty agreeable in a lot of ways, but not agreeable in others. But I think in general, let me read the description just to talk about it a little more. Basically, agreeableness reflects individual differences in concern with cooperation and social harmony. Agreeable individuals value getting along with others. So in that description, I think that makes a lot of sense because I put a lot of value into my relationships with people and I want them to be good more than anything. So my high level of agreeableness indicates a strong interest in others' needs and well-being. You are pleasant, sympathetic, and cooperative. So under each thing, there's other traits. So it kind of breaks it down even more. So
what did you score highest on for that?
For that?
Or no, you can go through the traits. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Sorry.
So the traits for agreeableness that it breaks down are trust, morality, altruism, cooperation, modesty, and sympathy. So all of those together kind of help score the agreeableness. So for that, I was a 3-way tie for the top, although all of them were very, very high, I will say.
Wow.
So my top 3 were morality, altruism, and modesty. And then,
okay.
yeah, so then my next one under that with a score of 18 was cooperation. And then under that, I was tied at 17 for trust and sympathy. So
very nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that one I was kind of just high across the board. But the one thing I will say, which we can talk about later, is like across the board, my score for almost every trait was like pretty high. Just in general, like my traits were high, which I thought was really interesting.
That is very interesting.
And I don't know if that's like reflective of like me just being like a very, very emotional person and me experiencing emotions very strongly. So I don't know if it like, I don't know why that is, but I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, agreeableness was my highest. So I think, which I think kind of makes sense. Which I think kind of, this is the same with other personality tests. There's good things and bad things to your what that means, right? So like agreeableness can be good because it's like, okay, I want to get along with others, I take care of people, I can be pleasant. But on the other side, it can be like too people pleasing. I can be too caught up in like what other people are thinking. So there's positive and negatives. But
what was your second highest? Like, if you go back up to like the test in the top 5, like what was your second rank?
Yes. So my agreeableness was at 109. And
wait, agreeableness was at 109?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could score that high.
This is what I'm saying, Selena. All of mine were like pretty high.
Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Can you go through all of your numbers? Because that's so interesting to me.
Yes. So agreeableness was the highest at 109.
Okay.
My next highest was conscientiousness at 96.
Okay.
My next highest was neuroticism at 80. Or no, my next highest was openness to experience at 89. My next highest was neuroticism at 82. And then my next highest was, or my lowest was extroversion at 78.
Wow. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Wait, so tell me your highest and your scores, and then I want to hear about your highest.
Okay, so my highest was conscientious, if I'm saying that correctly, at 98. That was my highest. Yes. Okay. And then my next one is agreeableness, which was 92. After that is open to experience at 84, neuroticism at 79, and then extroversion at 73, which like tracks.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So my conscientiousness is that we concern with like the way in which we control, regulate, and direct our impulses. And because I have a high score in this area, it means that I set clear goals and pursue them with determination. People regard me as like reliable and hardworking, which I like. That seems accurate to me. So
100%, and it seems very consistent with what you've gotten on like other personality tests, I feel.
Yes, exactly. And so similar to like what you had said about agreeableness, conscientiousness also has like the little traits beneath it. So like these traits are self-efficiency. I think that's how you say it.
Efficacy.
Don't know. There you go. or
self-efficiency.
These fucking words should be illegal. This is why no one likes the English language, because it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Why are there so many, like, look at these endings for all these like endings in NESS and all of these, like, it's just a hot fucking mess. Okay. So I have cautiousness, I have self-discipline, achievement striving, dutifulness, and then orderliness.
Yes.
And I scored highest at self-efficacy at a 19.
Okay.
Which describes confidence in one's ability to accomplish things. High scorers believe that they have the intelligence, common sense, drive, and self-control necessary for achieving success. But yeah, I scored the highest on that one. So
nice. What I was looking through my conscientiousness as you were reading, and my highest in that category was orderliness, and I was at a 20, which is 100%.
Whoa.
And persons with high scores on orderliness are well organized. They like to live according to routines and schedules. They keep lists and make plans, which I think I've gotten that way more as I've gotten older. But
you know, that's so interesting. I've actually gotten like that less now that I've gotten older. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not as like, I mean, I am still organized, but I'm okay with mess as well.
Sure.
You know, so it's, Interesting. Okay.
So I want to talk about our lowest, maybe, just out of
Oh,
curiosity, because I think
that's a
both
good
of our lowest were
point.
extroversion, right?
Yeah, which is really interesting for you.
Yeah. So my extroversion was at 78.
Mine was at 73.
Okay. So extroversion is marked by pronounced engagement with the external world. And it says your score on extroversion is high, indicating you are sociable, outgoing, energetic, and lively. You prefer to be around people much of the time. But overall, my scores were low. So
Yeah.
under extroversion, the categories you can get are friendliness, gregariousness, assertiveness, activity level, excitement seeking, and cheerfulness.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting because I was highest, or I was tied at the highest for friendliness and cheerfulness
Oh, okay.
at 17, and my lowest
Nice.
was assertiveness at 10.
Oh,
So
how
it
interesting.
kind of makes sense because that this is my lowest, not because I don't like people, not because I am not friendly or outgoing.
Yeah.
It's because I don't feel the need to do a lot when I'm with people. Like, I don't feel the need to be fast paced. I don't feel the need to like take charge, and I don't feel the need to like seek out excitement. Like, I'm fine just doing chill things, you know? And so I think that's why I
Oh.
put it lower for me, even though I do have
Interesting.
traits in that category that are very high.
Yes, yes. Okay. Very interesting.
But tell me about yours.
My two highest that I scored within this was assertiveness and cheerfulness, and they both tied at 15.
Okay.
And just reading assertiveness, high scores like to speak out, take charge, and direct the activities of others. They tend to be leaders in groups, which I think tracks. I think I like to have like control and to lead both at work. I think I'm getting more relaxed outside of work with that
Sure.
stuff. Like I'm fine with like handing shit off to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think especially for work, I feel like that tracks
Sure.
pretty closely.
Yeah.
And then yeah, same thing with cheerfulness for what you've already read, I think. So
Nice.
yeah.
Coolio.
This one was interesting. I've actually never taken this one. So
Yeah.
this one
I
was
think
interesting.
It was very interesting, and I definitely want to read through mine more, but I think
Yeah.
what I'm finding the more that we do this is that it's starting to give me the same insights about myself.
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy to read in that way. I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I know my sore spots, okay?
yeah, yeah,
So-
right.
All right. So the next one we'll talk about, if this works for you, Selena, is the love languages.
Yeah.
The 5 love languages are a concept created by marriage counselor Dr. Gary Chapman that describe the different ways people give and receive love. So fun little anecdote about the love languages. I took a class in college called Intimate Relationships my freshman year.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we learned about in this class was the 5 love languages. And that's kind of what initially made me want to be a therapist because I almost did marriage and family specifically, but then obviously I ended up doing more general. But
Yeah.
I think something I love about the love languages is it's very easy to understand and to like kind of incorporate into your life, which I think
Yes.
is really cool because I
Yeah.
think sometimes when you take these tests or whatever, it can be really deep or really
Yeah.
confusing or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Abstract.
yes, exactly. But this is very, I think, grounded, very easy to understand and like,
Yeah.
you know, so I just
Yeah.
really love it.
Nice. Okay.
So I want you to talk about yours first.
Okay. So wait, you went through all 5 already, right? Did you
do you
list the 5?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Or
So
no, I didn't.
you didn't list the 5. That's okay. The
Sorry.
5 is receiving gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. So like those are where you can like fall in on like your love language and like what means the most to you. So I tied for 2 of them at 5 based on this quiz
Okay.
that we like the score is
Yeah.
like 5 or whatever. Quality time and acts of service are my top. And
Okay, that
then
makes
it
sense.
was, and then it was receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and then physical touch.
Okay. What were your scores for the other ones out of curiosity?
Receiving gifts was 4, words of affirmation 3, physical touch 2.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to like tell people what each one is? Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory, but
yeah, I think the website that we have doesn't really have any like good descriptions. This one for quality time, they say walks, trips, dates, uninterrupted.
wait, let me look up
Thanks.
something quick.
Okay.
Sorry, that was poor. I
Yeah, it
hated
was.
that's the one. Okay, please hold. So, physical touch says people with this love language feel loved through physical affection such as hugs, kisses, or holding. They may also enjoy smaller touches like a pat on the back. Words of affirmation, people with this love language feel loved through verbal affection such as compliments and encouragement. Simple phrases like I love you or words of appreciation are significant. For quality time, it says people with this love language feel loved through spending meaningful, focused time with their partner. They value undivided attention and shared experiences. For acts of service, it says people with this love language feel loved through being helped in any way possible. They enjoy hearing things like, how can I help you? Or what could I do to make today easier for you? And then the last one is receiving gifts. And it says people with this love language feel loved through the giving and receiving of physical gifts. These gifts can range from small tokens of affection to grand gestures of love. So
Yeah, very nice. That was a good summary.
yes. So do you feel like your top 2 of like quality time and acts of service tracks for you?
Oh, 100%. They've always been like interchangeable. Like those are like my top 2.
Nice.
Just because I really like quality time. Like I don't think I have to do anything. I think specifically with Jack, like even if we're just like sitting on the couch and like he's playing a game, I'm reading, or I'm on my laptop writing or doing whatever, like I still consider that quality time of just like
because
literally...
you're in each other's space, like you're just around each other.
Yes, and I love that. I love that so much. Definitely acts of service. Just because like it feels like I'm cared for when like there's less stuff on my plate. Like I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those are my top 2.
Nice.
Which isn't a surprise. Like I've known that those have been my top 2. So
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
So mine is pretty predictable, and it's kind of the same where I definitely have a top and a top 2, and my top 2 have always been the same.
Yeah.
So my top is words of affirmation at 7.
Wow.
Quality time at 5.
Okay.
Acts of service at 3, and then receiving gifts and physical touch are at 2.
Wow, okay.
Which I think makes sense. And one thing I want to explain about words of affirmation, because I feel like sometimes that one, same as receiving gifts, can feel very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like pick me almost.
Oh,
where it's like where it's like receiving gifts. It's like I need you to get me a fucking ring to feel.
But it's not that.
Exactly,
it's not that.
And that's what I want to explain to people with like words of affirmation. For me, what it is, it's not just saying random stuff just to say it. It's like when you actually mean that, like you're proud of me and you want to like vocalize that, you know, or like if you love me and you want to vocalize that, you know, it's like just like I like to actually hear it out loud.
Yes, definitely.
And then same for receiving gifts, which I know is one of my lowest, but receiving gifts is more about like I think the thought behind the actual gift, or like the gift being something that will help you, or something that it's like, oh, you remembered that I said that, so you got it from me. It's more about that than like the material thing.
I agree. And I think that's why receiving gifts is so misleading, because everyone's like, oh, you're just like materialistic and you just want stuff. Like, no, it's not.
That's not what it is.
It is not. It's more so like the thought behind it. Like, for example, Jack did like a Target run the other day or whatever, and I don't know what I was doing, but I was just like doing something. I was busy, whatever. And he was basically putting away the groceries. He's like, oh, like, do you want your Mountain Dew right now? And I look, and he got me like a soda at Target, and I didn't even ask for it. But it's like little things like that where it's like, oh, you thought about me when you were literally in the middle of Target doing your grocery shopping. It's like, it's not like you have to get me like a fucking $2 watch or whatever. It's just little tiny like thoughtful things is what really gets me for receiving gifts. So.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that I just needed to explain that because I think, like you said, people just don't understand it. But
yes, yeah.
So I explained kind of my words of affirmation, and then the only thing I'll say about quality time, something that stuck out to me just now when we were talking about like the explanations, is like a big thing for me with quality time is the undivided attention, because there's it, and it kind of goes hand in hand with words of affirmation, where it's like when I am like just sitting with someone or whatever, and I'm like talking with them, spending quality time, and I feel like they're like actively listening to me, like that means the world to me, because I actually feel like I'm being listened to, you know? And so I think that's a big thing about quality time. But I agree with you too. It's like, and it's interesting because I was talking about this to Wesley the other day, but I was just saying, I'm like, we don't always have to be doing something. Like, you can be working and I can be reading, and that can be what it is. And I'm fine with that because, like you said, it's like you're just being in the physical presence of somebody.
Yes. And maybe that's also me just being just so attached to Jack. I'm just like, I just need to sit next to you. Like, I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I love love languages.
Me too.
Should we talk about attachment styles?
If we have to.
Okay. We can make this quicker. The thing about attachment styles is I think they kind of read you to the ground, and it's a lot to process. So we're probably not going to go super in depth about why we have these attachment styles, right? Because that's
we're gonna do it right now, you guys. I'm kidding.
We're actually doing a therapy session. But basically what attachment styles are, so it's like attachment styles refer to the way our primary caregivers interacted with us as infants and how those interactions affect our relationships in adulthood. So there's
say that again. It starts at like when you're an infant. Holy shit. Okay, good to know. See, this is why I know that I'm not ready to be a parent. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? No, that shit affects you literally as you're out? Oh my god, no thank you. Like, holy shit.
Like, the thing is that, like, it's not about being perfect all the time. Everyone messes up. It's about, like, is your intention there to care and like try to do the best for your kid, or are you not doing the best for your kid and projecting? You know, like that's what it's about. Anyways, there are 4 different kinds of attachment styles. There's the secure attachment style, anxious attachment style, or anxious preoccupied. There's the avoidant attachment style and the disorganized attachment style. Which we can talk more about those once we get into our results. So who wants to go first?
Oh my god, you go first because I went first for love languages, right?
I'll totally go first. So my attachment style is anxious preoccupied. Basically what that means is so it gives you a bunch of like bullet points of what it's characterized by. So I'm going to read those and you tell me.
Oh my God.
So it says it's characterized by an inconsistent formative period which leads to low self-esteem and low self-worth, constant need for external validation and reassurance from others in an attempt to prove themselves worthy of love and affection. Fear of rejection and criticism, may become highly upset at any form of disapproval, self-sacrifice and putting the needs of others first, struggles with being single or alone for periods of time. Relationships and intimacy are strongly connected with an anxious attacher's feelings of self-worth. Therefore, they may crave attention and try to impress others in an attempt to get it. And then attentiveness to loved ones, almost to a fault. Others may end up taking advantage of this kind and generous nature because of this trait.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And obviously there's different levels, right?
Where did you read that from? Because my results are not that detailed.
It's on the website that you sent me. It's in the results of that.
maybe. Okay.
And there's the whole graph where
yes. Oh, did you just read the 2 paragraphs next to the graph?
Well, the bullet points, yeah.
Oh, I don't have any bullet points.
Okay, well, whatever.
Okay.
I'm not sure why that is, but one thing that is interesting about this one is that there's a graph that shows like where you fall with different people in your life. So like it shows you where you fall with like your mother, your father, your partner, and then just in general.
Yes.
So I do not feel comfortable reading where different people fall just because
that's
I
piping hot after dark, you guys. No, I'm kidding.
No, but like I especially because I know some of my family listens to this, and I'm not trying to like attack anyone or like or attack myself more than I already just did, honestly. But I do think it's attachment styles are very interesting because I think obviously, this one is a lot more complex than love languages, but I also think this is another one of those quizzes where it's like, it does really kind of like hit you where it hurts, but there's a lot you can learn from it, right? Where it's like, okay, if I understand that I am anxious and preoccupied, which makes sense, where it's like, okay, I might have lower self-worth, or I might be more sensitive to the approval of others, or whatever it may be, it kind of helps me know what to work on or how to work on it better, you know? And I think because attachment styles are not permanent, and that's what I think some people don't understand is like, just because this is something that was kind of formed during your childhood doesn't mean that you can't become securely attached. Does not mean that you can't switch around. You know, it really is very dependent on life experience. And I think that's very interesting. So I do like it in that sense where it provides a lot of hope, even though it hurts, because I think it does tell you about like what to work on, you know, and I think it's nice. So.
Definitely. Does that resonate with you? What you like, the result that you got? Like, is that like okay.
Well, definitely, because I think I do feel like I put the needs of other first. I mean, that's very consistent what I get with other things, and even like my career, right? I think I like to get validation from others because it helps me know, like, if I have very positive friendships and I feel like they're putting effort into it, then that shows me that I'm being enough for them, right? That like I am worthy of that friendship as if they're showing it to me. But like if I'm not getting that from someone else, then I start to doubt myself, which is not always the healthiest relationship, because then it puts more pressures on those relationships, right? And so it does all tie together, and I do think that it tracks. And one of the biggest ones I think I relate to is the attentiveness to loved ones, almost to a fault. Because I think it's part of the anxiety where it's like, I feel that, so then I want to take care of them, I want to talk to them, I want to put all this effort into the relationship, I want to do these things, but then it's like you're putting too much value into that, and you don't need to do all that to have a positive, fulfilling relationship. You know, it's not all on me. You know,
definitely. So, easier said than done, but also good self-awareness to have.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like about this. It helps you be very self-aware. So, yeah. But tell me about yours.
So, I got what is called disorganized / fearful avoidant, which, I mean, I wasn't surprised.
Sure.
So, this style is one of 3. Wait, no. Never mind. So this attachment style is characterized by a strong desire for close connections and intimacy, but also an intense fear of getting hurt within relationships. The traits of this attachment style tend to alternate between those of the avoidant and anxious styles, depending on the person's mood, experiences, and circumstances. People with this attachment style struggle with feelings of fear, mistrust, and inner conflict, especially in relationships. For this reason, someone with a disorganized attachment style displays a push-pull pattern of behaviors, a lack of effective coping skills, and low self-esteem. Just literally the best combo. But I mean, I know that this was already a thing. Like, I think incredibly avoidant of everything, and I think that also kind of speaks to like my whole being like an introvert and stuff. Like I don't need to be like out there doing anything. If anything happens, I also don't need to be out there like addressing it. Like I think I'm just like incredibly avoidant. I will say my chart is really, really funny because the chart is basically avoidance on the y-axis and then anxiousness on the x-axis, if I am remembering math correctly. And so everything else is really, really high for avoidance. And there's only one dot that's like really low on avoidance, and that's Jack. I'm like, it tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. Oh. Well, it's so interesting hearing you talk about that because on my chart, what I will say, none of my dots are in disorganized attachment. So I don't have any dots in that, but I have dots in dismissing attachment, preoccupied attachment, and secure attachment. So I do have a secure attachment with one.
Girl, I have 0 insecure attachment, so you are winning over here.
No, it's not about that. It's very interesting that like
it is.
But that's what I mean about like it is more about where the general dot is. Obviously, my general dot is an anxious, preoccupied. But it is interesting how. But I also think it can be hopeful that like you can have different attachments with different people based on how your experience was with them and how you build that relationship.
Yes.
Kind of like what you were saying with Jack, you know, like So it makes sense.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, this one read me to filth. So
yep. So yes.
This one read me to filth.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. But I also will say, like, it read me to filth, but also, like you said, I already knew these things about myself, and it's already things I try to work on, and that's all you can do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Anything else you want to say about personality tests, your results, anything?
No, not really, but that was fun. I think like 2 out of the 3 I wasn't too familiar with, so that was like fun kind of like figuring that out and what that all means. So yeah. What about you?
I love this stuff. I obviously you can tell. I just love talking about it. It's part of why I like my career, but I like just hearing about like what makes someone like somebody and like how they got to this point in their life, and I don't know. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely.
So I love it. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, we do not have a topic for next week, but
we do not.
We are in process of kind of figuring out what the rest of the year is going to look like. So we will keep y'all posted.
If you guys have any suggestions on what you guys want to hear more of, like, let us know.
Yeah.
We're all ears. So
we're all ears. Yes. Yeah. Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.